Welcome, welcome everybody to the first edition of Founders Freedom Experiment. This session is named Did I Build a Business or a Prison? The session will take 30 minutes long. It will be around 20 minutes or less content, and then we will have space for a Q&A. So without further ado, let's make a start. Why do you think that we were silent? Feel free to drop it in the chat. Why do you think that we were silent for a few seconds? To sharpen focus. So now it's time to focus on this session. Let me start by asking you a few questions. How did you feel when you took a day off last month while you still were answering WhatsApp messages from the team? Who said in this room, my team can't decide without me, after rejecting their last 3 proposals? Who asked for people to use their own criteria while you are already suggesting different ways to do it? When was the last time that you were completely unreachable? Do you end up fixing up mistakes by yourself? Could the business maintain its standards without you? So if these questions made you a little bit uncomfortable, then you are in the right place. This is not a time management webinar. Let me ask you another question. What is your business costing you mostly right now? Let me give you 4 options, okay? And put your hands in the chat because you're gonna type now. Is it costing you most time, energy, attention, or money? Drop it in the chat. Is it 1, 2, 3, or 4? Nice. When you drop your answers in the chat, let's move forward with it. And I will start by telling you a story about Founder B. Founder B was great at his job. He actually decided to leave because he knew that he could do it better and he could do it for himself. So clients came very fast. He actually had some contacts with them. It was like easy to open up his own company, and the clients were there because the trust was there. This is a real case scenario, okay? Then the demand outgrew his capacity. He was receiving a lot of requests. So he had to, of course, hire some people. But what happened? Deep inside, he still thought that the value of his business, the thing that his clients were valuing the most, was quality. And the quality he could only provide it. Nobody could do the job as he would do it. This generated a need to check for everything. Remember, he was thinking nobody can do it as I can do it. So he needed to check because quality was the most important thing. And he was providing the value. He was providing the quality. So he had to check everything. With, of course, put the team on a situation to waiting for his approval. If the team is waiting for your approval, then the performance drops because they are waiting for you. They are wasting their time. Therefore, when the performance drops, the thought in your brain, in the founder's brain, in founder B brain is, oh, people don't take initiative. And therefore, he controlled even more. Are we according to the deadlines? How this is going? Are we fine with the schedule? Are we ahead? Are we behind? So think about this. This is a loop. The control comes from the belief that nobody can do it as I will do it, which proved the business results proved at the end what he already believed. Can you see this loop reflecting you in your position today? Let me explain it in another way. So pay attention to the next video.
What most founders dream about, a growing company, but as it grows, it changes until the founder feels trapped in his own success. Is that you? But the quality had his name on it. So he corrected, controlled. It's faster if I do it. Nobody cares as much as I do. The client only trusts me. He built it himself, one reasonable vision at a time. He started the business because he wanted freedom. If dependency was trained, it can be retrained.
What do you recognize from the video that you have seen? Maybe it's a sentence that you say. Maybe it's a behavior that you repeat. Or maybe it's a dependency that you have created without realizing. Drop it in the chat. Have you ever heard some of these expressions? Have you ever said one of them? Drop it in the chat. Let me explain the big picture of it. When the vision of yourself, building your business, the future vision of yourself and the business is not there, is absent, then the old beliefs designed the company. And I will outline this in a very visual way so we can go through it together. There's something that we call the human picture. The human picture is all the beliefs, refers to all of the beliefs that are stored in your brain about how other people are. This is your subjective opinion stored in the subconscious mind. The human picture is a blend of all of the things that you learn in your past about other humans. Your upbringing, your parents, your education, your school, your education, your former colleagues, your former bosses, your former employees. All of this has created an image in your brain that tells you that people are this way. Are they trustworthy? Are they high performers? Are they dumb? These ideas, you have them running in your subconscious mind, and they create the human picture that you have today, conscious or unconscious. This human picture, of course, shapes your leadership behavior because you behave based on what you believe. And when you behave and you show up as a leader in a certain way, you also cascade this into your organizational framework. Framework as in the rules on your organization, the control models, the freedom models, your organizational framework. This framework causes your team and the people that are inside of the framework to behave in a certain way. So the framework shapes the behavior of others, of your teams, which of course impacts directly the business results, as we have just seen with Founders the example. Again, nobody can do it as I do it. Therefore, I retain control. Then the team waits. The initiative drops. And then it reinforces the thinking of, I knew it. I knew that nobody cared. I knew that nobody would do it as I do it. Your belief is in your subconscious mind, and it rules your operating system. That's the idea of it. Can you see it? Drop it in the chat. So the workload, which is always crazy, is not the prison, okay? You are not tied because of the workload. The prison is the design of the operating system that is based on the underlying belief, nobody will do it as I do it. So the founder thinks, take ownership, he says. Think independently, he says. I give them space to do it. I give my team space to do it. But the underlying belief that nobody will do it as I do it says the opposite, says another thing, which is wait for my approval. Let's check this new project together. You train them to wait for your approval. Everybody avoids getting it wrong, and they also escalate everything. So the business is behaving exactly as it was trained to behave. Now, if we were to recap on what's the business purpose, what's the main purpose of a business? Drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat. What's the main purpose of a business? The business has only one purpose, which is solve a real client problem. If the business does not solve client problems, then there is no business. Okay? Then you can add a personal function, which is make your chosen life possible, the life that you want to live. Okay? So a business can succeed commercially but fail personally. It cannot work for you, and that's it. So here I want to touch base on two topics that arrive that are there present all the time, which is money and freedom. Money is not an intrinsic motivation. Money is a mechanism. It gives you oxygen, it gives you options, stability, and speed. Yes, money is great. We love money. But freedom, that's the objective. Freedom to choose how to spend your time, how to spend your energy, how to spend your money. That's the main goal. But growth that makes your life smaller is not freedom. So, if your business grows, but your life shrinks, then something is wrong, right? I will give you now one tool that I want you to take home. Actually, at the end, I'll suggest you to make a screenshot so you can also analyze it afterwards. And there is one tool that is very useful to draft the picture of your business now. There is a difference on working in the business and working on the business. What does this mean? Working in the business means approving, correcting, chasing, saving the day. That's working in the business, inside, in the business. Now, working on the business, it's completely different. It's designing the roles, clarifying the business priorities, building systems, and establishing clear leadership principles. Take a screenshot now. To finish this section, I will give you another tool that you can take home as well and take your time to reply, to actually answer in the correct way. I'll drop you 4 questions, okay? This is what I call the founder freedom map. And the question is, how does your life and business look like in 1 year from now? And there are 4 areas in this map. The first one is about your future life. How does one ideal Monday look like? And describe it as best as possible. Where are you? What are you wearing? How are you feeling? Who are you with? Do you go to work? Do you go to the office? Do you work from the computer? What do you do? What's your ideal Monday 1 year from now? Then the second question is about the business design. How does the company look like from a helicopter perspective? And on this, you will use what you have just learned in working on the company. If you put a piece of paper on the floor right now and you look at your business from the top, like if you were in a helicopter, how does it look like? What do you see? I know this one is a little bit difficult, but take your time. Then the third one is, how do I align my leadership? How do I align the leadership teams for this to happen? And the fourth is connecting with the now. Which belief do I need to change now for this to happen? Take a screenshot now. Take your time to reply the questions. And before we go to the Q&A, I will leave you with this last message, which is, if it was trained, it can be retrained. Thank you so much. You can reach out to me if you want to work together. So I open the room now for Q&As. Drop them in the chat. I will be glad to reply to your questions. Thank you. I promised it was short and sweet. And I'm so glad that you're here on a Sunday. I see your commitment. That's beautiful. So I see your answers. You were talking about profitability. Nice. Any questions, guys? Anything that it's on your mind? Anything that you might be thinking now? How to apply these questions to my business? How do I make myself aware of the thoughts? I will leave the room open for a few more minutes, waiting for your questions. And remember that next Sunday, we will have another webinar, always in the line of Freedom Founder Experiment, to help you out to have businesses that are according to your happy life. So the main goal behind this is that you take actionable tools in a short span of time, 15, 20 minutes every Sunday, where we talk about this. So bring your questions. The goal is that if you got here with your business, that you deserve a happy life. You deserve to have a business that you are happy with. That's what it's all about. You don't have to be a prisoner of your business. So let me know if you have any questions. Also, if you like something in particular about the webinar, let me know as well. Thank you so much for your comments, Krishna. Thank you so much, Bharat. Thank you so much, Liju. I see you very active in the chat. That's epic. Nice. Well, thank you so much, everybody. There are no questions, but there is one. So Bharat is asking, how can we attain freedom without being at the mercy of external business environments that it's often affecting most sectors and regions? Bharat, this is the nature of every business, and I'll dare to say that it's the challenge of life, right? Being at mercy of the situations that affect the conditions, the context, the people. So you're talking about volatility, uncertainty, complexity, or ambiguous, right? I will ask, actually, apart from the clarification that I just given, I will ask you, what's freedom to you? How would you describe freedom for you? This is personal. Okay? Not everybody, when they build their own businesses, not everybody have the same goal. So, what is freedom to you? And then the external situations that are affecting business and life, that's a constant. So you better incorporate them. You better integrate them because there is no rule for the uncertainty. Embrace change. So I will drop you that question, what's freedom for you? And then you can't foresee everything, but there is a system to create the most innovative company model. And we are gonna see this in the later stages of Founder Freedom Experiment. So if you want to know, keep following us, keep joining every Sunday, and I will teach you how this is done so you have more clarity. But in this step, if I were you, I would really sit down and think about this freedom. How does it look like? We will get there at the end of the sessions. Then there is another question. Let me read it. Can you explain further on how do I align my leadership? Yes, lovely question. I love this. The first thing, I don't want to sound like a woo-woo business coach, stupid bullshit. No. Of course, the first thing is know your leadership. Know yourself. Know how you are. Are you direct? Are you indirect? Are you emotional? Are you non-emotional? What triggers you? How do you find calm? How do you behave towards your team when there is a problem? First, being brutally honest about yourself, about your true self. And mostly, what is affecting your team positively and negatively. So, for example, let's say you have a meeting with a supplier that is giving you a lot of problems, or with a client that is giving you a lot of problems. Then you jump into a one-on-one with one of your team members and you cascade, you bring your emotions, this emotional state, into the meeting. How do you think that this will affect the system, the people, the frameworks? So first, know about your triggers, know about your beliefs that are driving these behaviors, and then be brutally honest about how this affects everything in your organization, your meetings, but mostly how you have designed the system. So, in these strengths and in these weakness points, you can find and unravel your unconscious beliefs. Another tool that is really good is to put yourself out there and ask them for feedback. Ask the people that surround you, ask the people in your organization. If there is something that you want to work on, just text me, no commitment at all. I will be happy to continue this conversation. I don't want to extend anymore this session because it was 30 minutes, so it's like 30 minutes sharp. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining on a Sunday. See you next Sunday for the second session of Founder Freedom Experiments. Thank you so much, and stay epic. Bye. Bye.